Hip hop, a genre of music which started in New York City, has grown into so much more than music. It became a way of life for most people. Most known artists reside in California, New York, or come from Texas. In the Midwest, it's Chicago that gets all the credit. Ludacris has even gone on to call Milwaukee the most known unknown city. With that being said, I present to you the Hidden Coast. Today, we're going to shine some light on some barbers in the city that also do music. Barbershops are pretty iconic landmarks in the city and in the hip hop community. Here's what they had to say.
Well, hip hop is actually a genre, but it's also a culture. Um, I could say that hip hop, honestly, has not lived up to what its original intent was. I believe lately, because of the essence of what it's all about, has kind of been diminished in a sense, if you would say. Um, but what it does mean, it's actually an expression of what's really going on in the African American community expressed in music.
To me, hip hop is pretty much just good music, but at the same time, something that you want to do the way you want to do it, you know, and to reach a crowd that you tend to reach, you know what I mean, in a fashion that you would like to do it, you know what I mean, getting a statement across, pretty much just having a message and getting it understood.
That would probably be my best description of hip hop. You know, it's an art form, but it's actually a testament of what's going on in the hood. You know, Milwaukee is one of the most segregated. It's so much racism that we deal with in Wisconsin, but in Milwaukee, we deal with a lot of it, and we also deal with a lot of genocide. So what the only thing that you can do is just identify with the truth of the matter. And so, you know, what can you do? You can only express what's really going on here, you know. And so if you want to keep it 100 per se, that's what you want to do. You just want to be honest about what's going on in our city, you know. And we got a lot going on with police brutality. You got a lot going on with, like I say, segregation and racism. You got issues with the economy, you know, especially for us, you know. And then with the incarceration rate for Black African American males is the highest in the whole country, you know. So, you know, those are the things that we're dealing with in the hip hop community, and it's not so glamorous, you know. So you know, a lot of times, you know, you hear about in hip hop about the glorification of the dope, the drug life, or selling drugs and all that, and it's not really so glamorous in actuality.
To be honest, my family, music, me, myself, Michael Jackson. A lot, man, a lot. To be honest, a lot. I grew up in the tavern, so you know what I mean. So all I heard was music all my life. Went to sleep to it, woke up to it. You know what I mean. So my daughters keep me motivated. My family, my brother. I have a younger brother that's currently incarcerated right now, so that's definitely a motivation to just grind harder, smarter, to let him know that, you know, everything will be okay. And for the next person too, not only just for my family, for the next people, you know, motivation is just to let the next person know like anything is possible. Like I said before, you know, it's not always just about me or what I can do, or, you know, it's about what we can do at the end of the day.
You know, but my whole my whole point is to express what's really happening, you know, and even in some situations, my personal experiences in different situations, you know, whether it's dealing with the streets or some things that I deal with, I talk about in my music, it relates to God. It relates to, you know, what's going on in the family life. So, you know, we don't want to stereotype ourselves too much either, you know, because, you know, we're greater than the opposition that we're confronted with. And so, you know, if anything that I can do as an artist is to write and express um, more than what we've been portraying about ourselves. Like we don't have to be a killer. We don't have to be a peddler of any type of illegal substance. You know, we don't. That ain't what hip hop should be about. Hip hop should really be about, you know, people in general, black, white, whoever, you know, in your city or in your community, overcoming the obstacles in life, you know, and still trying to keep your swag at the same time, still trying to be stylish and flavorful and have life, you know. So those are some of the things that I try to make sure that I exemplify even in my music, you know, to be, you know, full of flair and swag, but still have intellect and common sense, you know.
So Midwest region, it's a mixture. Milwaukee specifically, it's well-rounded with artists in different genres, I should say. You know, you got your rock, you got your pop, you got your hip hop, you got your trap, you got your R&B, you got your singles. You know, it's very well-rounded when it comes to the music genres in Milwaukee. We don't even have a really specific sound just quite yet. You know what I mean? Because there's so many different people spread it out around the city that has a sound, and that's great at the same time.
Okay.
It relates just by knowing that the people that come in here, that they know me. So, you know, when they hear something that I did, or when they hear me or see me on something, it's relatable to them. Like, dang, okay, I know this guy. You know what I mean? What he said was true. This, that, and the other. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm painting a picture that's real, that you can feel, that you can see, that you can understand. You know what I mean? So, and at the same time, I'm right here. You know what I mean? You can come and talk to me at the same time as well as listen to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like a hand in hand. You know what I mean? Type thing. If you can't hear me, you can come see me. You know what I mean?
Well, I've been a barber I've been cutting hair since I was like 13. My mom always had a beauty shop. So I think it inspired me with music, because like all my life it's always been about perfection, getting things done just right. It gotta look good, and it ain't gonna look good if it's not done right. So, you know, the spirit of excellence is kind of like in the atmosphere with me, you know, because it's like, it's not about being better than others, but it's about executing, you know. So like when I do, like I interweave that with music, you know, like if you listen to my music, it's like, hey, where has this guy been? You know, we should have heard him, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, you know, it's not easy, you know, to be heard. And even like talking to you today, you know, it gives me the opportunity to possibly be heard by more than just the people who have heard. So, you know, like that's appreciated as well. So it's definitely important. You know, what I'm doing is just as important as what people are doing behind the scenes, you know, to empower our people, to empower this generation, and to actually, you know, really make music what it's really supposed to be about. You know, music is supposed to inspire and to uplift, to motivate and encourage us. You know, and I try my best to do that, you know, in my music, you know. So I got music that you can play in the club. I got music you can play at the church. I got music you could just play at the barbershop, you know. So I got different things that you can listen to. I got some good people working with me, you know. Got it where my music is edited if you wanted to hear, you know, radio edited versions. Got that, you know. I actually got a double disc mix CD that I'm gonna be releasing within the next couple months, and it's got over 20 songs. So, you know, it's got a lot for people to listen to. No, I was raised in church. Parents are our pastors. If you would say, I'm a preacher's kid too. You know, so my artist name is Pastor Cash. So I take it like what I'm doing, I'm preaching anyway. You know, every time I spit, I probably gonna give God some credit somewhere around there because He always on my mind. So, you know, so I can't go too left. I can't go far too left, but you know, I have fun with my music. You know, I got some songs that are actually gospel songs. I have some songs that are a mixture, you know, of hip hop, R&B, gospel. So, but what inspired me is like some of the things that I went through in life, getting the cooperation and the support and help from God. You know, I have to write about those different things, you know, talk about those different things, you know, because He's so important to me. You know, like I got a relationship with God, and so I have no choice but to express that through my music. You know what I mean?
Actually, I do. Stay true to you. Do what you feel is possible. Do what you feel that you can do, pretty much, and just believe in yourself. Because if you don't believe in yourself, ain't nobody else gonna believe in you at the end of the day. You know what I mean? So you gotta show us so we can believe. You know what I mean? So if you don't believe in yourself, you gotta just pretty much just be you. Show the world. Don't hold back. You know what I mean? Just go forward.
A few different messages. One thing is like, you know, I want you to know me. You know what I mean? I'm putting myself on the table. I'm putting it all on the line. The good and the bad. You know, some things about myself that some people can identify with and say, hey man, I kind of got that going on in my life, or you know, I can identify with that. You know, and it just kind of shows, you know, the imperfections. Me just putting myself out there. You know, so it just allows other people to really get to know me as a person or as an artist, and you know, maybe even inspire them to say, hey, you know, if he didn't quit or if he's still on it, you know, hey, I can too. You know, he's a black man. You know, he done went through prison, jail, and still he has turned that around, and he's a business owner. He not selling drugs out here. He's not doing things out here in the street, but he still got swag. And he's still fly. You know what I'm saying? But he's focused. You know, so, you know, if I can gain anything, I would just know that I would be happy to know that I, you know, imparted some type of motivation, you know, for other people to say, yeah, you know, I can do it too. You know. Well, you can listen to my music actually for free on SoundCloud. I have about 6 songs on there that you can just listen to for free. But I actually got a wide array of songs on YouTube. If you clicked on YouTube, Pastor Cash Music, I'll have about 18, 19 songs just up there, and you can listen to it.
True School, nonprofit organization that uses the urban arts to engage youth in Milwaukee in civic engagement and social justice. Teach them about the elements of hip hop. We teach them about the knowledge. We give them tools so that they can take their talents to the next level.
True School started a little over 13 years ago, and it started out of another community center, and there was a technology room, and some education was happening in that room, but it wasn't really getting the young people's attention. So one of the co-founders of True School, her name is Sarah, she started using hip hop, asking young people to like look up their favorite artists and things like that. And so what she realized is that in learning technology, by bringing in a subject that young people were interested in, it changed the entire learning environment. And so that really just sparked the rest of everything that has been happening over the last.
Not so the DJing part of it, but like the turntablism of scratching and the juggles and even blending. Like nowadays, you go to a show, you might just see like a laptop, an aux cord. Somebody might even be playing off a CD player. Who knows? Or straight off their phone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've seen you know, like technology is getting crazy these days, man. You could like use your phone to make anything. You could be a videographer off your phone, a photographer, producers. You know what I'm saying? Like that project off K-Dot's project, man. One of his songs was produced on GarageBand. I was like, what? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Where he find those sounds, but yeah, man. Technologies and the new age is like taking over a lot of the history and, you know, the base of where, or the roots of where hip hop came from when it comes to DJing.
If you rely on mainstream media, you're not going to get that essence and that culture, the resilience that comes from hip hop, and really the history of how hip hop was birthed by young people as a way to be resilient in times of struggle. You're talking about economic struggle, you're talking about racial struggle, all kinds of different things. And basically saying, if you're gonna pretend like I'm not here, I'm gonna figure out a way to use my voice in which you can't ignore me. And so, you know, what I love about hip hop is that it's about youth voice, but it's also about youth using their voice in a way that is meaningful to them. It's representative of their culture. It's representative of current times, current trends, current issues. And, you know, it really allows young people to be experts and to be excited about life. You're talking about like creative problem solving. You're talking about conflict resolution. You're talking about being creative even in other industries where you wouldn't think arts would have a value.
Like the whole idea of giving back. When we talk about music, you know, there's a lot of like sampling that goes in hip hop and stuff like that, and DJing is like where that kind of comes from. You know, you hear these old records and you see a spot where you know the break is just like something that, you know, catches your ear. So the manipulation of the sounds and stuff like that, taking something that's old and making it new, making it fresh, making it like, you know, innovative, making it innovative is what DJing is about to me, you know what I'm saying? So I try to instill that in like in the values that I'm teaching is the youth as far as DJing, you know, with music selection and how you blend and like reading your crowd to make sure that you're not having like no lame session, you know what I'm saying? So I try to teach them basically like the connectedness of, you know, the history, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know your history, you gotta know what's, you know, where it came from so you can know where it's going or where you want it to go.
I want them to feel a sense of family, a sense of hope. I want them to feel safe and like there's love around them. The rest is up to them. They are the artists. They're the ones that have to be passionate about what they learn about. And, you know, really whatever they learn at True School has to be able to transfer to other areas. So if you're successful here, if you're able to learn skills, to complete projects, to develop relationships with your peers and adults, then how do you take that formula to school? How do you take it to home? How do you take it into professional experiences? And then, you know, as they grow and they develop, because a young person can start at 14, age out at 19 in the regular programming, and then join our alumni program. So at that point, we're talking like, what's next? Is it school? Is it developing your own business? Is it, you know, getting internships and placement at different jobs? So then we support them in that transition into adulthood. So whatever it is that they need, they gotta kind of either know that or figure it out along the way, and we just want to support the process.
Okay.
2 of our current instructors, teaching artists, were former participants at True School. So that right there is, you know, something we're pretty proud of. The other opportunities are that all our teaching artists are currently professionals in their fields in Milwaukee. So that means they're automatically connected to different networks and different professional opportunities. And so by them bringing in guests and our young people doing different events and having different opportunities to network, if it's not with True School, we're just really hoping that they can find some way to be successful in this city. We also have great partnerships with Marquette and UWM. So if college is the next step, then we're hoping that that's a natural step into higher education.
As an artist, it's taught me a lot about networking. For if you probably don't know what networking is basically a way to kind of cope and reach to people around you that you've never met before to kind of help you build connections for the future and kind of help expand your horizon as far as your career. So, as like I said again, I'm an artist, so I do music, and it means a lot to build connections with people here because you never know if you got a link with a visual artist for a project cover, or a producer who's here actually that makes beats that you might want to have on your project. It's a lot of things you can learn from networking, but that was a big key. And then as a person, True School, it just taught me how to basically think a couple steps ahead before just making a decision, because a lot of times a lot of people go into things and not thinking about what they're going to do. So True School we had these True Knowledge Wednesdays where they kind of helped me just focus on what I want to do in the future and how I want to basically take my ideas into the world and evolve those and show the people around me that I might be thinking the same way somebody else who isn't talking is thinking, and just kind of expand on that. So
Thanks for tuning in to The Hidden Coast. Until next time.